There's several stories about where Akeredolu actually died. Some say he died in Lagos, that he wasn't in a position to be flown abroad as at the time when he put in the letter. So this man we're hearing leukemia. But now the state government comes out to say, oh, he died of prostate cancer. That's quite painful and sad. He's a beloved statesman. We'll continue to have our respect and hope that his soul will rest in peace. But now, let's get back to the living. Two of his aides took a vow, according to them, that is to show their loyalty to him even in death. Let's have you react to that.
Of course, the aides of the president or the governor is guaranteed under section 14 sub 3. That particular section gives the president the powers to, and consent and authority to choose whosoever he wants as his personal aides. That is why you see most governors and presidents who can choose their brothers, their sisters, their friends, their cronies to become their SSAs or PAs as they call them, or CPS as they call them. So the only proviso under that constitution is that insofar you are choosing all these things, you can choose your friends or whoever you want to choose, but you have to give it a spread. Like in those states now, you don't concentrate in one particular ethnic or tribal lineage. You have to spread it. Or you can choose anybody you like, but provided you spread it. That's what the Constitution under section 14 sub 3 says, what they call federal character. So coming to this, I was not shocked, because when you see SSAs, senior special assistants, chief press secretaries, PAs, personal assistant, etc., as the case may be, these are more or less like the domestic, people, or those who are very close to the the governor. The governor cannot choose a CSO or maybe a confidential secretary whom he does not know. He is going to choose whether it's relation or whoever that he trusts.
So you think their resignation has nothing to do with loyalty, but the standard operation that we're going to go?
It's about loyalty. This particular resignation is just about loyalty to that particular man and not the office of the governor.
Now the question there then is, if this is about loyalty to late Akeredolu, he hasn't been in office and you were there serving,
yes,
and then as soon as it is passed on, you resign. If this is not fear that Lucky Aiyedatiwa, the now governor, was going to relieve them of their responsibilities or their duties, if that is not what it is, why would you want to step aside? Aiyedatiwa said yesterday that he is going to ensure that the projects his predecessor, his late principal, had ongoing will be completed. Why would you not be interested in staying in the government built by your so-called father, fearless, so-called nice gentleman, if you may, to ensure that you play your role to ensure that Akeredolu's projects, at least at the end of his administration, to ensure that the things he has put in place also work, helping the man who is there now? If this is about loyalty, are you loyal to a man who is dead and you're stepping aside from the things he committed into your hand while he was alive?
You see,
what is it really, sir? Is it the fear that Aiyedatiwa was going to relieve them of their duties to replace them with anyone he chooses? Or is this loyalty? And I say again, if this is loyalty, it's becoming questionable. Why are you not in the system to ensure that what he committed into your hand sees the light of day? At least to ensure that Aiyedatiwa was, okay, this is what the governor said, this is how he wanted it and all of that.
What is the category of those people that are exiting the government? A chief press secretary cannot even dictate to the governor or the deputy governor. A special assistant to the governor cannot even dictate now to the governor that has been sworn in. So SAs cannot even dictate to the governor that was sworn in yesterday, because the governor has assumed that position and is acting under section 191 sub 1.
But he didn't sack them.
You understand?
But he didn't sack them.
They have to. That's what I'm telling you. That most of, if you know, the Nigeria political firmament is just like the witchcraft coven. A lot of things happen there. People according to stories say they can fly.
How do you know what happened?
That is,
have you been in a witchcraft coven?
That is, we were told from my area, when we come to the area I come from, they told us that they said they can even fly there with granite, whatever
on broomstick.
Or broomstick, you know. So fairy tale. So they conjure a lot of things. Nigerian political firmament, especially when it comes to this high decibel calisthenics, you know, is very explosive. You cannot predict it. Let me tell you, on loyalty they left. But also,
that's what they said.
Yes.
But if your boss, if you loved him as much as you claim to have loved him, in his absence, at the point where he has passed on, he needed you the most. Isn't that the time where you're supposed to stay back and ensure that
that is what I'm asking?
The light of day?
I'm asking Nigerians now. What is the status of a chief press secretary?
Whatever it is, I'm sure there was a role he was playing.
Can he compel a sitting governor to implement or continue in the job of the late governor?
He could advise.
No, they cannot advise. They don't. That's why I say the Nigerian political whatever is just like witchcraft coven, as they said. So you see, a lot of things will happen. Some of them might moot that is because of loyalty to the late governor, but at the end of the day, some of them might even resign to go and pursue their political career. Mind you, elections are coming up next year in Ondo State for that governorship seat. 2 is that don't be shocked and surprised, because a deputy governor has to be nominated now. You know, by the constitution, under section 191, you know, going down, you know that the governor is sworn in once the governor that is there is dead, or maybe he resigned, it is as case maybe he was impeached. Automatically, deputy governor now becomes the substantive governor. And once he becomes governor, what the constitution says is that he has the right to nominate who to become his deputy. You know, once he makes that nomination, he sends that name to the House of Assembly, who will now ratify and confirm that man to become, you know, his deputy. He begins to operate. Don't be surprised that one of these people resigning, even though they moot loyalty, they might be resigning in anticipation of maybe one of them. You'll be very sure. That's why I say the firmament in Nigerian political whatever as case may be is just like that of the witchcraft coven. They can just choose one of them and say this is the person that's going to be there as deputy governor to the governor substantive.